First of all, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Hey, buddy, don't just walk across the... Oh, I'm sorry, it's you. I didn't see you there for a second. This night is so special for a bunch of reasons. First of all, we're celebrating Larry Mangum's official Older Than Dirt birthday, right? Larry's turning 55, so he can get in the AARP journal now. But I also want to thank all of the musicians and performers who have agreed to come here tonight, donating their time, their energy, learning all of Larry's songs with all those words in them. He writes a lot of words in his songs, folks, I'm going to tell you. I don't know how many calls he got. Please send me the chart on that song. But I also want to thank you all for coming tonight and supporting this. This is Mudville Music Room. If you haven't been here before, welcome. This kind of thing goes on, well, not exactly like this, but good music goes on here all the time. Ray Lewis presents. And Ray, thank you for helping us with this tonight, too. Thank you very much. Ray has been doing this in Jacksonville since the Apple Jacks days, if those of you who have been around since I was here in Apple Jacks. And he and Larry started a circle here, and they've been building circles, songwriters circles. So when you see these things, come out and support local music. Tonight you're going to see 13. They had a couple of folks who couldn't make it due to illness, but you're going to see 13 of the top Florida songwriters, singer-songwriters around. So please, and we're going to start off with just a little something extra. We're going to have an invocation. I'm going to ask my friend Ellen Buxtell to come up here, and she's going to do a little invocation here to start things off. Ellen Buxtell.
Hey, everybody. Larry, this is, I was riding up here, and I had this burst of inspiration, and I wanted to read something to you. This is a little, kind of a traveling birthday card. We are all here to celebrate today our 70-year-old friend in a very special way. I'm going to sing his songs, and it won't take long before he's basking in his musical birthday. So sit back, and you will enjoy songs written by this old country boy, because it won't take long till we're all singing along to his songs that for years have brought us joy. And a little personal note. I'm so short, and he's so tall. When we're on stage, we have a ball. It don't matter what we sing, because sharing the stage, that's his thing. Yeah, that's his thing. Larry loves to sing. Thank you.
Ellen will be right back. But we're going to start the show off, and we're going to get it rolling here because we got a lot of music for you tonight. We're going to start off with one of our good friends from Gainesville, Florida, one of Florida's top Florida songwriters. He writes a lot of historical songs. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Emmett Carlisle.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mudville. Peace, yes. Well, the world needs more peace, that's for sure. Happy birthday, Larry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larry. Happy birthday to you. Well, I pulled into that traffic snake up on 95. listening to grand people singing about them power lines. I'm headed for a job I don't really want. Lots of folks have gone to work, lots of folks that won't. What's happened to this country? Is it just some evil scheme? What's happened to the American dream? Them that's got keep getting more, them that don't. We're building nations overseas while we struggle here at home. Some say we're too big to fail, but history tells a tale. One for all and all for one, or it all goes straight to hell. What's happened to this country? Is it just some evil scheme? What's happened to the American dream? We put that food on your table. We put those clothes on your children's back. You took our jobs to a foreign land to avoid paying your fair share of tax. So bring back our jobs, bring back our pride, bring back the American dream. Now folks are getting restless, they're looking for some help. You count your money and play your games, you do little else. When you kill the roots of a giant tree, that giant tree will fall. Better do your job for the country, for the good of us all. What's happened to this country? Is it just some evil scheme? What's happened to the American dream? We put that food on your table. We put those clothes on your children's back. You took our jobs to a foreign land to avoid paying your fair share of tax. So bring back our jobs, bring back our pride, bring back the American dream. Yeah, bring back the American dream. Bring back the American dream. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, Larry.
So you know the definition of vertically challenged when you look at Ellen. You also know the definition of vertically challenged when you look at me. I've been accused on more than one occasion of being Larry. Had a lady grab a hold of me and spin me around, and she was insulted that I wasn't Larry. She said, "You're not Larry Mangum." I said, "No, ma'am, but I'm his ugly twin brother." And we he's improvising. So I'm gonna stall for a second. Should I tell a Larry Mangum story? Well, first of all, for those of you who don't know, the man is extraordinarily competitive. I learned this, unfortunately, on the golf course. He likes yellow golf balls, though. I don't understand. I don't get that. But we give him yellow golf balls to hit, and he plays better. I gave him one the other day, and I skunked him on the front nine, and he whooped my butt on the back nine. And he win. But I keep telling him that I'm just letting him win because it makes him happy. How about it, Ray? You back there already? There he is. All right. So next up is our good friend who was formerly from the further south you go, the further north you get, Fort Lauderdale. but she's moved up here to God's country now. She lives over in High Springs, right, Ellen? Is that where you are?
High Springs, yeah.
High Springs, Florida,
Yeah.
where she's built a music house over there behind her house. What are we calling it? Shack in the back?
The shack in the back.
Shack in the back.
Hello, hello.
Please welcome from High Springs, Florida, Miss Ellen
Wow,
Buxtell.
this is really, thank you. This is very loud in the monitors. It's like blowing my...
Can you bring number 7 up too, Ray?
Just let me go. Come on down. It's time to bring the curtain down. There's no use pretending that you still care. Just let me go. The deal's gone down. Drinks on me all around. Under your spell, ring the bell and let me go. Another place, another time, we might have ended up as friends. You go your way and I go mine. This journey's over. What happened there? Just let me go. Become unwound. It's time to bring the curtain down. There's no use pretending that you still care. Just let me go. The deal's gone down. Drinks on me all around. Under your spell, ring the bell and let me go. Wasn't you, it wasn't me, it's just the way things gotta be. Don't drag it out, you waste our time. This love is over, it's dead on the vine. Just let me go, come unwound. It's time to bring the curtain down. There's no use pretending that you still care. Just let me go. Deal's gone down, drinks on me all around. Under your spell, ring the bell, let me go. Yeah, under your spell, ring the bell, let me go.
Ellen Buxtell.
Tom Edwards.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Larry.
And she's not even blonde. I'm sorry, it was a bad joke. I'm kind of blonde too, actually. You got fans back there, Mincy?
I got some fans back there. I love it. Larry's not the only star here. I'm a pretty big deal, like Larry Mangum.
You know, one of the great things about this, I told Ellen earlier, I said it's great to have this gathering of all these folks here. Everybody, we're kind of a family, and it's great that it's not a funeral. You know, usually, you know, it's great. It's really great. Larry's family is all here tonight, and we're glad that y'all could make it. And thank goodness for being here. Our other buddy all the way up from Winter Haven, Florida, and he is kind of a big deal, at least in the orange business. Please welcome Mr. Jerry Mincy.
Thank you, guys. All right. I was standing at a traffic light at St. Augustine Boulevard over here about 4:30 this afternoon, and I was singing this song, Grandma's Purple Flowers. I was just happily sitting there waiting for the light to turn green, and some old woman, and no offense to any old women out here, creamed me. Her Honda went under the back of my pickup,
totaled her car. My Ford truck is Ford tough, though. I do want to say happy birthday to my good friend and brother, Larry Mangum. I love you, man. This is one of his songs that touches my heart every time I hear it. And it's definitely my wife Lennox's favorite Larry Mangum song. It's called Grandma's Purple Flowers. On a dirt road lined with fence posts and a million blue slate rocks, a vast of barbed wire hanging loosely over pasture time forgot. Where the road dead ends, there's an old home place, though the house is long since gone. No exterior vine from the old front porch, it's all that's left of Grandma's home. Just a simple country farmhouse, not a mansion on the hill. Just the simple pleasures life can bring, like our Easter daffodils, or a fishing pole and a fishing hole that only Grandpa knew. Where the precious memories come, where purple flowers bloom. Grandma's purple flowers are still blooming, and the boxwoods that we played in are growing wild and free. The creaking of that old porch swing still echoes in my boyhood dream, when Grandma's purple flowers are in bloom. I still travel down that old dirt road to the house where I was raised, just a little ways from Grandma's to Mom and Daddy's place. On the front porch there's an old wood swing, a twisted vine that blooms in spring. They rock away their golden years where the purple flowers bloom. Grandma's purple flowers are still blooming, and the boxwoods that we played in are growing wild and free. The creaking of that old porch swing still echoes in my boyhood dreams, when Grandma's purple flowers are in bloom. Thank you.
So, Larry, when Larry was starting off here in North Florida, those of you might think that he's a native Floridian, all the Florida songs he's written. And he is kind of an adopted native son. We love him. You know, those of us that are natives, there's 4 native Floridians, and there's a couple of more of them right here. I want to introduce these fellas who've come up from St. Augustine. Larry had a big presence in St. Augustine back early on in his days here in North Florida. Played a lot down there, and with the St. Augustine crowd that included Campbell Rogers. I don't know that you ever played with Will McLean, did you? But yeah, Festival. So you got some guitar jacks there, and you guys are all plugged up and looking like pros. So these 2 gentlemen right here from St. Augustine, Florida. I'm going to start over there on the far left over there. One of the fellows that holds court down there in St. Augustine pretty regular, Mr. Bob Patterson. And right next door to him here, another fellow that keeps things straight down in St. Augustine and some of the strange places that we wound up. There was a cowboy festival we played last year, I think it was, and there you were. Charlie was there. Mr. Charlie Simmons.
All right.
And you may see them billed together occasionally as the Obscure Brothers. Welcome them to the stage.
Hey, well, thank you. Well, it's an honor. It's an honor to be here playing for Larry's birthday. I can't remember. I think I met Larry about 2002 or 3 at the Gamble competition. He had a song. I had a song. I don't think we played the same year. But that's where I met Larry. And, since then I've gotten to know Larry pretty good, him and Christy and his family. And it's... We've made a couple road trips, actually. We went up to St. Mary's, got some guitar work done. And that's when I kind of noticed there's a thing about Larry. Some of you may know, and some of you may not. He has a bit of a gas problem. Now, I can tell.
You mean the vapors?
No, not the vapor type.
Oh, I see.
I'm talking, well, I don't know, only Christy would know that. And probably...
She's not talking.
No, I'm sure his old dog took a couple of hits for that too. No, I'm talking about GAS. I'm talking Guitar Acquisition Syndrome. And he's got a terminal case of it. He came up to me, just a couple of weeks ago. I was at the little concert, and Larry came up and he said, we went through the usual customary, introductions and how you doing, how's the family and everything. And then his voice kind of gets lower, and he gets this faraway look on his face, and he said, I just bought an old Gibson. It's a Dove. It's a mid-90s. I think I might keep it. I don't know. So anyway, I don't think there's a cure for that, but I have started up a 12-step program. And I thought maybe him and Bob Bruner could maybe carpool over to my house. And the first step is to bring all your guitars over to my house. I don't know what the second step's going to be. We'll just take it as we go.
You see, Charlie has the same disease.
Oh, no. We love you, Larry. Well, you might not think it's very nice for me to tell this tale, but I swear it came from Crider's mouth. I got it straight from Dale. You see, Dale lives near Gainesville, and old Gamble was passing through, picking at the beef and bottle, as he was apt to do. So Gamble said up his bud, he said, why don't you come on down? Dale said, I'd love to, son, but my wife is out of town. So I got the baby duty, yeah, it's just my boy and me. So I have to take a rain check, maybe next time I'll be free. Don't leave the kids with a picker, if there's a guitar in the house, well, you might as well leave them standing in the road. Well, they pretend that they are listening when you tell them what to do. But the truth is all musicians are addicted to the muse. You can trust them with the yard work and they can make a pretty good spouse. Don't leave the kids with a picker if there's a guitar in the house. Gamble said that ain't no problem, it's a family place, you see. So bring the boy so we can pick, and what a time it'll be. So Dale put the boy fast asleep upstairs beside the rail, where the two of them could keep an eye on him as they weave their magic spell. And when the night was over and it was time to call it quits, old Dale put away his Gibson and Gamble put away his Gill. And down the road they headed with their gear all tucked away, reliving all the memories from the many shows they'd played. Don't leave the kids with a picker if there's a guitar in the house, well, you might as well leave them standing in the road. Well, they pretend that they are listening when you tell them what to do, but the truth is all musicians are addicted to the muse. And you can trust them with the yard work and they can make a pretty good spouse. Don't leave the kids with a picker, there's a guitar in the house. sudden Dale got the feeling he'd left something behind. Was it his trusty J200 or the wine? No, he'd left his boy in that club sleeping by the rail. He said, Gamble, turn this thing around, our life just went to hell. Well, you should have seen the startled look on the face of the late night man. With Dale and Gamble screaming, he finally let him in. Dale ran up the stairs and woke the boy from a peaceful slumber. And that's his ballad of Dale and Gamble and the night of the biggest blunder. Don't leave the kids with a bicker if there's a guitar in the house. Well, you might as well leave them standing in the road. Well, they pretend that they aren't listening when you tell them what to do. But the truth is all musicians are addicted to the muse. You can trust them with the yard work and they can make a pretty good spouse. Don't leave the kids with a picker, there's a guitar in the house. Don't leave the kids with a picker if there's a guitar in the house. And there's always a couple, ain't there, Christy?
That song would be sad if it wasn't true.
I gotta stay.
Oh, I see. You're the side man now, right?
I'm side man now.
Last year at the Florida Folk Festival, I said if I died tomorrow and was known as only one thing, as Larry Mangum's side man, that'd be all right with me. I can accept that. I think, Charlie, you're going to fill the same bill for Sue's, right?
I am.
Okay. So, what do you call her, Larry? A force to be reckoned with? A force of nature. Please welcome, I'm starting to call her the Grand Dame of folk music of Jacksonville. That's going to be a new name for her, huh? Please welcome, and her side man, Charlie Simmons, Miss Suze Grandy from Jacksonville, Florida.
Boy, that's loud. Take me out of the monitor just a little bit, Ray. Thank you. Well, you know, it's a rare thing to want to sing someone's song. I've always wanted to sing this song of Larry's. Although it's not a happy song, it's a very fitting song for tonight, considering where all the money's going to go that we are raising for Larry's birthday. And it is my honor to do this for you, Larry. Thank you. He took one last look down that old dirt road towards that old farmhouse where he'd spent his life. Sun going down, knew it wouldn't be long till the rest of the family came in for the night. They'd be sitting around the table talking about their day. They might not even notice that he'd gone away. Pulled up the covers and turned out the lights. That's when they'd know things just weren't right. His master first found him, he was just a little pup, cold, wet, and hungry, and down on his luck. For 17 years now, they'd worked side by side. Old Joe riding shotgun while his master would drive. Lately he's been slipping as the years took their toll. Arthritis and cataracts, and he's just too old. So today would be different. He walked toward that western sky. Today old Joe was going away to die. If you look deep in the eyes of those known as our best friends, you see love, hope, and honor, and devotion without end. They can brighten up a lonely heart or make a bad day seem fine. We know what's in their hearts, what's in their mind. Now Joe was getting tired and the light was getting thin. He knew he'd have to find a place to wait for the end. When suddenly behind him he heard a familiar sound. He recognized the engine and the voice calling out. As he climbed into the seat, his master started to cry. Together they rode down that road one last time. Through a long, hard night, they struggled side by side. And in his best friend's arms, old Joe finally died. When his master first found him, he was just a little pup, cold, wet, and hungry, and down on his luck.
So how good is the music so far, huh? Is it? Huh? It's just going to keep getting better. Our next performer, and you know, you should understand really what the nature of performing Larry's songs really is about. I've had no less than 6 or 7 of these folks tell me, can you get Larry to send me the words? His songs have so many words in them, and they do. Because he writes and sings story songs, and great songs they are. I mean, 13 albums now, Larry, 14 albums, 10. Yeah, I know better than that. I've got that many myself. So please help me in welcoming our next artist to the stage, a young lady who is representing really kind of the next generation from us old guys, passing it on down, and we're real proud to have with us from Lake City, Florida, Miss Rachel Grubb.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Guitar's a little bit. I can switch over if you need to. There we go. I'll try to turn it up too. All right. Well, happy birthday, Larry. And hi, Christy. I didn't have a chance to say hi. So it is an honor to be here at your birthday. And I guess we're going to celebrate our 4th anniversary of being friends. We met at Florida Folk Festival. And I have to tell the story because it's a good one. So I'm from Lake City. And the very first set I catch with Larry is he made fun of my hometown, which everybody makes fun of my hometown. So it's okay. I didn't hold it against him, though, because he just blew me away. And I said, I've got to get to know this guy because I'm a singer-songwriter, and he does it very well. So we made fast friends, and thank you. You've been nothing but a tremendous help. So thank you. So I'm fighting some allergies. I hope I don't hurt your ears, but I'm going to sing one of my very favorite Larry tunes. It's All Over Now. And if I'd thought about it, I should have had you play electric guitar with me, because I know that's what he does on this one. Time will come and you will see that you were meant to be with me. But go on, 'cause it's all over now. Don't blame yourself and don't blame me. If you've got to be free, just go on, 'cause it's all over now. Tragic ending, true romance, story is over, end of the dance. Turn a page, a brand new start. Learn to live with a broken heart. You're still gone and it's all over now. Looking back, I can see why you had to get away from me. You're still gone and it's all over now. Tragic ending, true romance, story's over. You're still gone and it's all over now. Thank you.
I don't know, Larry, that sounded pretty good. So here's the situation. Do we have some cake helpers? So did everybody get a piece of cake? Yeah? That older than dirt cake? So I know that Emmett already did it. Larry, stand right there for a second, would you? I know that Emmett already did it, but now we've got birthday cake. So would you throw me a G, Frank? There it is. All together now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larry. Happy birthday to you. You only get to be older than dirt once, man. That's the part of the deal. That's right. Sue said it best, Larry. She said it was the 20th anniversary of your 50th birthday.
I thought, Larry, you were pulling the Jack Benny there, 39.
So we're going to get the rest of the show kicked off, this second set. Once again, hope you enjoyed the cake. Hope everybody got some. And thank you all once again for being here. And if you will help me, nobody got cake back there? Cindy's going to plug in.
Larry, all we can say, my friend, is happy birthday. May many more guitars pop up for you. And as the old saying goes, it's better to be seen than viewed.
That's right. Please welcome to the stage Cindy Bear and Robert.
That's Frank Robert, Bear and Robert.
Frank Robert. Well, actually, I like to call him Francois. That's his real name.
Whatever you want to do, honey. Just don't call them late for dinner. We about the same? How about that?
Close enough for rock and roll.
Can y'all hear me all right? Well, I got to tell you, the first time I ever met Larry Mangum was back in 2013 at the Will McLean Festival. And I thought for a couple of months that his name was Boomslang. I heard him playing up on the main stage, and I'm like, well, who's that? And somebody walked by me and said, he's like butter. He's like butter. And I'm like, cool, who is that? And then, of course, not Peter Rowan, and the Boomslang and his band came up. So I said, who's that? And when I was looking at them, they were looking over at Larry, and they said, that's Larry Mangum. So up until I met you at the North Florida Folk Network meeting, I thought your name was Boomslang. I never told you that. Larry's been a great help to the North Florida Folk Network, and he's one of our founding members. I wanted to just say happy birthday, Larry. You're a wonderful friend, and we love you to pieces. Happy Larry. Happy birthday. So we chose to do your song, What a Woman Wants. And it's kind of an obscure song, and there was a couple of things that rang true.
The Obscure Brothers play it, don't they?
It kind of rang true with it. And we picked this not too long after Barberville. I was walking along, and I ran into one of the awning arms on somebody's camper, just conk, and I saw stars. And he sat there and stared at me and didn't say a word. He just shook his head.
It was 7 a.m. and we got into bed at 3, so I have a bit of an excuse. I was tired.
And I said, aren't you going to say, are you okay? What? You know, and he's like, I got to go to the camp, man. And I was so mad at him. I'm like, aren't you gonna say? So anyway, that kind of struck home with me. And then your song, I heard the song and I said, okay, that's it. So this is our version of What a Woman Wants, and we did take a few liberties with it, Larry. I hope you don't mind. 1, 2, 3. Frank's a little sick tonight, so I'm going to sing most of his parts. In the battle of the sexes, no one can ever win. Somehow I think women come out better in the end. Don't talk to him about the weaker sex, that's just an urban myth. What women want, they're gonna get. You might as well submit. What a woman wants is for a man to be exactly like a woman, with a bunch of do or don'ts, just to turn him into something she can stomach. Constant reassurances of well-established facts. Honey, questions like, are you okay, can break a poor man's back. You'll never understand him, and you'll never see it coming. 'Cause what a woman wants is for a man to be exactly like a woman.
Oh, come on.
Take it, baby.
Okay, honey, I give up. I'll do what I'm told. I'll know those socks need picking up, and trust me, the lawn will get mowed. Just give me one more time, one more minute. Just see if my team scores, and just wait for that commercial end up. You know, I'll do all of my chores. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, you're tired of my routine. I totally understand, dear. There's no need to get mean. I'm not sure I'll ever be the man that you deserve. But wait now, that's my favorite chair, and you're dragging it to the curb.
Oh yeah, 'cause what a woman wants, sing it, is for a man to be exactly like a woman. There's a list of do or don'ts, just to turn him into something she can't stomach. Constant reassurances of well-established facts. Questions like, are you okay, could break this poor man's back. You'll never understand me. You okay?
Yeah.
'Cause what a woman wants is for a man to be exactly like a woman. Now, you know, of course, I couldn't just let the song lie there. I had to take a few liberties with it. Sorry about this, Larry. Okay, honey, I'll give up. I guess I'll spill the beans. If you keep on letting me do my thing, I'll treat you like a king. But next time when I conk my head and you just stand and stare, you'll find my size 11s in your holy underwear. Well, you're normally sweet and caring. That's why I'm over the moon. I love you even though our life's a living Looney Tune. You don't act like a woman. I know that's way too far. So your manhood's not in question, baby. So please give me back my bra. Oh, 'cause of what a woman wants. It's for a man to treat her exactly like a woman. There's a list of do or don'ts. But if you're two peas in a pod, no one has to suffer. A big old bunch of flowers will work every now and then. Hang on. I can't say it. I'm old now, but what smooths my ruffled feathers is when you're doing the best you can. I'll never understand you, but your loving keeps me humming. 'Cause what a woman wants is for a man to treat her exactly like a woman.
And just leave the man and stuff up to me.
'Cause what a woman wants is for a man to treat her exactly like a woman. I'm glad there's no kids here, right?
Cindy Bear and Frank Robert. And I was trying my best standing off stage here to come up with something funny to say, and I'm not going to touch that. I don't dare.
Don't ask what size it is, please. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's it.
Happy birthday, Larry.
So some of you who know Larry closely know that he has become obsessed with a particular four-letter word in the English language, and it rhymes with golf. We play a lot of golf. We're down here. We play more golf than we play music, actually. And as I mentioned earlier, I continue to let him beat me so he'll go home happy. He treats his dog much nicer, and Christy much nicer when he goes home when he's won. But one of our other golfing buddies, who is also one of our music buddies, I'm going to welcome to the stage right now, from Atlantic Beach, Florida. We like to call him the Silver Fox when he's out there on the golf course. I told him I wasn't going to embarrass him.
Come on, bring it.
Please welcome to the stage Mr. Neil Dixon.
Thank you, Mudville Grill. It's quite an honor to be here for Larry. He made it 70 years. Wow. That is older than dirt. Larry and I have known each other a long time. It goes all the way back to seeing him in bars, but a little story. Used to be two bars next door to each other at the beach. One was called Harbor Lights and one was called the Lighthouse. I was playing Harbor Lights. Larry was playing Lighthouse. I got through playing. Came over. Larry was singing. He was struggling. I said, Larry, you all right? He said, got a sore throat. I said, sit down. I got it. He said, thank you. We've been friends ever since. And now we chase golf balls around. Boy, that's something. I'm doing a song called Category 5. Her daddy was an earthquake, her mama a hurricane. And once she gets into your life, you'll never be the same. She'll shake you, rock you, twist you, till you fall apart. And she won't turn you loose till she's sure you got a broken heart. She's born to be a reason, learned her lesson well, knows how to turn your life into a living hell. She knows you, loves you, lie to you and leave you like an empty shell. And she'll move on to the next guy, another victim of her spell. She's a category 5. You'll be lucky you're alive when she leaves you. Reinforce your heart, get out before she starts to deceive you. There ain't nothing left when you're messing with a category 5. Get a little breezy. Better heed this warning. if she ever heads your way. But don't think that you can hang around and play the game she plays. She'll hurt you, fool you, trip you, till you lose your mind. Yes, total destruction when you're messing with the Category 5. She's a Category 5. You'll be lucky you're alive when she leaves you. So reinforce your heart. Get out before she deceives you. There ain't nothing left when you're messing with a Category 5. There ain't nothing left when you're messing with a Category 5. I don't know how that's come to be, Larry. Category 3 is about all I can handle. There ain't nothing left when you're messing with a Category 5. Happy birthday, old buddy. Love you, man. Just want to tell you this guitar strap is brought to you by Jamie DeFreitas.
Mr. Neil Dixon, one more time. Boy, plays a pretty good game of golf too, don't he, Larry? I mean, if he shoots higher than 75, he gets upset. So I just tells you what kind of a guy he is. That's usually his front nine. So, we'll let this
Larry
fella-
actually asked me to play golf.
He did?
Yeah, he called me last week. He said, "You want to play golf?" I said, "Larry, I haven't played golf in 14 years."
Yeah, but that's why he wanted you to come play.
I know.
We put a couple of dollars on it.
He knew he could beat me.
You know, Larry is he's nearing retirement. He's not actually in retirement, and golf has become a way for him to generate a little extra income. You know, he books the golf rounds, I know, for like $12 or $15, and he charges us $25. So that's how it works. It's a good job too. Listen, I got to introduce this fella here. Most of you know who he is. Spent a lot of his years out at. You still out at the beach, aren't you, Jimmy?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, there you go. One of Larry's running buddies from way back. Please welcome Mr. Jamie DeFreitas.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Thank you for putting this together and inviting us all out, man. I appreciate it. Larry certainly deserves it. He deserves a lot of things. Not most of them are good. All right, can we get? We're getting there. Larry is a very prolific songwriter, as you're seeing tonight. You know, he whips out a lot of tunes, and we go so far back that some people weren't even born when we met. But luckily, we've been good friends all these years. And this is one of his songs that I truly love, and it's about Gamble Rogers and the last Troubadour. I actually was sitting in my living room playing the song when Larry came to my front door. Now, this was back in the 70s, folks. Came to my front door and he said, "Hey, buddy, I just met the most beautiful woman on the beach." I said, "Good for you. What's her name?" "Christy." That's how far we go back. Yes, I'm among the lucky ones who live to call him friend. The story of a traveler, a tale without an end. A life of love and music, no one could ask for more. Yes, I know the last troubadour. This old city, I know the last troubadour. The finger picks were knife blades and guitar strings made of wood. He would carve a work of art as only Gamble could. And if fantastic stories could open heaven's door, they were flying open when he played his last encore. Yes, I'm among the lucky ones who live to call him friend. The story of a traveler, a tale without an end. A life of love and music, no one could ask for more. I knew the last troubadour in the old city. Oh, I knew the last troubadour. Like a shuttle on an orbit around a world that he designed, he would fly just close enough to spin his yarns and rhymes. And then he'd head out to the next town where they thought he was their own. Yeah, but we all knew the troubadour would soon be coming home. Has lived a life today they would choose again. Who among us can count so many friends, and who has left a legacy that will never end? No one but the last troubadour. No one but the last troubadour. Yes, I'm among the lucky ones who live to call him friend. The story of a traveler, a tale that never ends. A life of love and music where who could ask for more? No, I knew the last troubadour in the old city. Oh, I knew the last troubadour. Happy birthday, buddy.
So, you know, Larry spent a lot of time in his early days up here in North Florida down in St. Augustine, carousing around with the St. Augustine crew. Jamie, part of them, Bob and Charlie Simmons. And one of the guys that I know was his good friend back in those days down at the Milltop, I guess, the White Lion, different places around there when Gamble was around there. Please welcome Mr. Jim Carrick.
I am honored to have been invited to take part in this celebration for a really, truly great guy. And we just don't have that many of them. And I was trying to think of how long it's been that I've known Larry on the way down here, and I came up with 1968. I was 5. One of the difficult parts about this is choosing from this massive wealth of material that he's produced over his lifetime, and but it was a no-brainer for me. I had a little something to do with this one. In a roundabout way. You never knew when Will McLean was going to come to town, and he'd show up out in front of my apartment on the bayfront, St. Augustine, in an old white panel van, and I knew what he wanted. He wanted to get reacquainted with Brother Grape, and he wanted me to drive him around. So, but he'd sometimes sleep on my couch, and once he left his black sailor's watch cap. And next time I saw him, I brought it to him. He said, "Don't worry about it, Jim. I got me another one." So I ended up with this watch cap, and after he died, I put it in the picture frame, just as a memento. It's all I had of Will's. But when Gamble died, his widow, Nancy, asked me to come over to the house. She gave me a box of his things, mostly guitar things. In it was a capo, a strap, which I gave to Sam Passetti, and passed a lot of this stuff around to people who knew him. So during one of my reorganizing periods, that's divorce, by the way. Yeah. You know, all my ex-wives have the same first name. Do you know that? Plaintive. So I gave a lot of things away to travel a little lighter, and one of them was that watch cap and the capo. I gave it to a very dear friend of mine named Terry, and she was very good friends with Will and Gamble, and I asked her if she had anything of theirs. She said no. She was very happy to have it and treasured them. But she took them up to share them with Larry at the Milltop. Saw the watch cap, and then she gave him the capo, which he later offered to give back to me, and I said, "No, I never got a song out of the damn thing, Larry." So anyway. Last night I met a woman in St. Augustine, in a bar down on old St. George Street. Her face was familiar, but I could not remember. If I knew her, I'd forgotten her name. She sat there and quietly listened as I sang my musical tales. But what I had to say seemed so unimportant to what she told me when I took my break. She said, "It's not just your music that interests me. Hey, I've been with musicians before. No, it's you carrying on for the ones who have gone, who can't play their music no more. Or they can't play their music anymore." By a stable I saw an old picture frame with a most unusual display. Not a picture, but an old sailor's watch cap. She said it once had belonged to Will McLean. I asked, "How did you come to possess it?" She said, "Will was a good friend of mine. He depended on friends for a place to lay down when life would treat him unkind. Now the ghost of Will McLean walks in old Augustine, just looking for some place to pick. Well, he's never alone, he's with those who've gone on. He's with Gamble, Don Grooms, and Bobby Hicks. When I'd finished my night, she had vanished, taking with her the relics she brought. On a table I found an old drawstring bag and a note that the lady had drawn. She said, boy, just you keep playing your music for those who've gone on before. The capo in the bag once belonged to a legend, but Gamble can't use it no more. No, Gamble can't use it anymore. Now the ghost of Will McLean walks in old Augustine, just looking for some place to pick. Well, he's never alone, he's with those who've gone on. He's with Gamble, Don Grooms, and Bobby Hicks. He's with Gamble, Don Grooms, and Bobby Hicks. Last night I met a woman in St. Augustine. Thank you, Larry.
You know, Larry told me a secret about all these St. Augustine things. They've got a code, these guys that all played in St. Augustine. They never tell on each other about anything they did while they were down there in St. Augustine back in the day. And I guess that's a kind of a bro code. You don't break that, do you, Larry? That's a great song, man. I'm sorry. That's just a great song. Hey, wasn't it? So the next fellow up here is a real old friend of Larry's, a guy that I didn't really know till tonight. I just met him this evening, and I can already tell that we have some things in common, because he told me backstage there that you used to beat him at golf also. No, that's not true? From all the way down in the Villages, please welcome, doing a song that I'm just dying to hear him do, Lonnie the Loser and Easy Mary, Mr. Jack Menzel.
Well, those tall people again. I think this guy could probably drive with you a little bit, though, Larry. He's more your size. He's right. We go back a long way. Longer than anybody else here tonight. It was 1970. Some of you weren't born yet, but anyway. This young engineer came into our office and introduced himself to me. And we were both aerospace engineers, by the way. That's another secret that Larry likes to keep. But we hadn't talked very long until I realized that we both had the fever. And it wasn't about aerospace engineering. I had caught the fever about 8 years before that when I got the privilege to appear on Dick Clark's action show. And it hadn't abated any. Larry had the fever. He got it naturally. His whole family played instruments. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all could play instruments. His uncle had a great Western band, had his own radio show. So wasn't too long after that we put our first band together. And I fronted the band. It was a rock and roll band, and Larry played bass. And 20 years later, we put another band together, and I played bass, and Larry fronted the band. That's how things go with Larry. Yes. So anyway, that's enough for me. About 1980, I was living over in Pensacola, Florida, and Larry called me and said, I'm going to cut an album. I said, well, it's about time. And he did cut an album, a real one. It was on vinyl, even. That's how long ago it was. And when I looked at the album, and on the back I had all the songs and the words, and I said, well, the boy has finally got there. Larry has a great insight watching people while he plays and finding a song. So a lot of us have that knack. So while you're watching us, just remember we're watching you. The title of that title cut off of that album, as Jim mentioned, was Lonnie the Loser and Easy Mary. And if you've ever played very many bars, you recognize the story right off the bat. After the peep show closed, he walked towards home alone. Never been much of a ladies' man, but it didn't seem to worry him none. He'd known the excitement of a beautiful body in motion, but for Lonnie the Loser, the excitement of touching just a heard about notion. Well, she sat at the bar all night, but nobody bought her a drink. Only the bartender heard her remark, she never stayed out this late. He watched her sit on that bar stool for the last 5 nights in a row. Everybody says Mary's easy. Nobody here seems to care if it's so. Be kind to the people of the night. Be kind to the people of the night. Well, it really wasn't all that late, so we stopped by the bar for a drink. Really didn't feel like being alone, and the bartender knew his first name. Perhaps he'd find conversation catch up on the news. Might even find a lady there to provide a new face for his dreams. Well, Mary watched Lonnie walk in. She could tell he was a kindred soul. She asked him if it was raining, but that's not really what she wanted to know. They talked for over an hour about things no one else cared to hear. A thimble of water to a thirsty man's like an alcoholic drinking a beer. Be kind to the people of the night. Be kind to the people of the night. After the barroom closed, they both walked home alone. Harry felt good about having a friend. Lonnie thought that he might be in love. They each went to their own apartment, both hoping they'd meet once again. Easy Mary lives in apartment 212. Lonnie lives in apartment 210. Be kind to the people of the night. Be kind to the people of the night. It's so lonely out there in the night. It's so lonely with no one to love in sight. So be kind to the people of the night. Be kind to the people of the night. Thank you very much. Love you, brother.
So a couple of years ago, I didn't do that.
Hey, Neil, which one's the volume on this?
I did a little mini tour with Larry down in South Florida, and I was playing bass with him, and I had to learn his songs. His songs are complicated. Anybody will tell you, because he runs a capo up and down the neck. And so I had to get all of his records. I got all of his CDs, and I was listening to his CDs, and I was driving back home to North Georgia, and I had one of the Invisible Cowboy record in my CD player, and I had to pull off the side of the road and called him, and I had to apologize to him. I said, Larry, I apologize to you because I haven't given you enough credit as a songwriter, because the songs on that record and all of those swing songs that you guys were doing were just phenomenal songs. Phenomenal songs. They still are phenomenal songs. And right here, this gentleman right here was part of the Invisible Cowboys. He has become visible now, though. He's visible. But I've already got some new stories, Larry, so I've been pumping these.
I can only be invisible when I take all my clothes off. Okay.
Please welcome Mr. Kevin Banks.
Thank you very much. So somebody back there, they said, so are you doing a happy song? You know, so. Yeah, and Larry's songs kind of run the gamut of, human experience. There's, the dark, there's the film noir Larry, and even the happy songs have kind of they've got a little dark side to them as well. So this one, I think, is about fidelity. So how long you guys been together? 38 years, okay. My wife and I have been together for 31, so I kind of know what it feels like to have fidelity, That being said, I've never actually played the song all the way through in front of anybody or to myself. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. I like a challenge. Yeah. When you found out I wasn't faithful to the love that we both swore, did you give your loving to a stranger just to even up the score? You know how much I've hurt you, 'cause I've been hurting too. It's not too late to save us. That's why I'm asking you, can you be true to me? Have you gotten over him? I can give you all my love if you take me back again. Well, I know I've been forgiven a second chance before, and I know I broke my promise. Love's not a swinging door. But how can you say it's over after all that we've been through? But it's not too late to save us. That's why I'm asking you, can you be true to me? Have you gotten over him? I can give you all my love if you take me back again. Well, don't listen to your anger. Don't listen to your pride. Just listen to your heart and let your heart decide. Can you be true to me? Have you gotten over him? I can give you all my love if you take me back again. But can you be true to me? Have you gotten over him? I can give you all my love if you take me back again. Won't you take me back again? You gotta take me back again. Thank you. Happy birthday. Hey, this is the best birthday party I've ever been to. I'm telling you, man.
Mr. Kevin Banks, one more time.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to enjoy my drive up the north side of North Main Street tomorrow because tell them what we've done so far tonight.
So
the key to it, the key to the words is so far.
I like to call it the tote board. We went to the tote board. They used to say it on TV all the time. I didn't know what it meant at first, but it means the total board. The baskets are still open, but so far, you all have contributed $1,040 for Pet Rescue North. Can't thank you enough. And like I said, the baskets are still open. They're kind of placed by the door, so as you're going out, feel free to toss another 20 in there if you like.
Oh, yeah, Tom, the doors are locked, by the way.
They are. It was free to get in, but you got to pay to get out. Is that the deal? There you go. So before we get toward the end of the night here, I gotta do one other thing. But I was going to do the announcement about the donations. Thank you all so much for that. Very, very generous of you. But I also have to thank someone else who has helped create and nurture and let live in the same house with her, Larry Mangum, your wife, Christy Mangum. who, as best I can tell, is a saint among women. I told her once, Christy said she hoped I would meet somebody nice that we could go out together, and I have actually, thanks to Larry and Christy, Georgia, wherever you are. She was a big help tonight too. Thank you, Georgia. But I told her that it wasn't likely because she ought to know of all people being married to Larry that all of us are a bunch of egocentric asses, particularly when we get on stage. But once again, Christy, thank you for your help. Jesse Mangum for being here. Tess, Katie, all of y'all for being here. Your daddy is a wonderful man. He's a wonderful man. And I'm going to ask him to come up here right now.
Wow. Oh. Now everybody's going to want to have a birthday like this.
Hey, Tom, which one was that? Tom, which quarter-inch was that?
That was the middle one here.
Okay,
this,
thanks.
yeah, it's the middle one.
What a phenomenal evening.
You gonna play that in D, hopefully?
Yeah. I'm really loud, aren't I? Here we go.
Well, that's a new what do you call it thing? A pickup. It's a new pickup. It's got a fresh battery and everything.
You guys, this is. I think I can really go now. I mean, if I die tomorrow, everything is just perfect. So, you guys have been incredible. So many people to thank. I also want to say that I left one segment out of my history here, and he's sitting right over here, Mr. Lonnie Portwood, Cowboy Orchestra. We should have had him come and play. He's been a wonderful partner and band leader himself. And thank you, Tom, for setting this up. Ray Lewis for all he does for us. My wife and my children been fantastic, and it's a little bit overwhelming. I'm sitting back there crying quite a bit, so I think I got most of it out of my system. You guys that performed tonight, unbelievable. Thank you so much. I was kind of inching toward retiring, but after hearing those songs, I think I'm going to relearn them and go back on the road. Turn that monitor down on the guitar, Ray, please. I know why the hippie girls dance. Yeah, I know why the hippie girls dance. They've been smoking weed and they're ready for some serious romance. I know why the hippie girls dance.
I know why the mockingbird sings. I know why the mockingbird sings. He can't fly away from trouble just by flapping his wings. I know why the mockingbird sings.
Politicians pray. Yeah, I know why the politicians pray. Cause they know what they've got coming when they reach that judgment day. I know why the politicians pray.
I know why the poor people cry. Yeah, I know why the poor people cry. If they depend on politicians, they'll be poor till they die. I know why the poor people cry.
know why the weeping willow weeps. She's afraid that they'll replace her with a building if she sleeps. I know why the weeping willow weeps. Everybody, hippie girls. I know why the hippie girls dance. Yeah, I know why the hippie girls dance. 'Cause they know the cost of freedom, so they dance for those who can. I know why the hippie girls dance. Yeah, I know why the hippie girls dance. Mr. Tom Edwards.
All right, before you go, we got one more thing to do, and I want to get some of our friends up here. Emmett, Suze, Charlie, whoever's left that was up, Jim. You've got it in your program if you got one of those. The words to Older Than Dirt, and we're going to get Larry to play and sing it for us, and we're going to sing along. Yeah, Jerry Mincy, get your butt on up here, boy.
The Florida folk community, guys, is one of the finest communities you could ever be involved in.
No
the people
question.
are incredible. The music is incredible. And all I ever wanted to do was be a part of that. And to those of you that we go way back, and Neil and Jack and Kevin and Lonnie and all you guys that we go back so many years, we've played hundreds and hundreds of gigs. And I enjoyed every one of them. On those days, I'm about 6 inches taller than normal. My back doesn't hurt. I can stand up straight. You go home and get off that couch and you're bent over till you get to the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? But thank you so much, everybody. This is a night I will never, ever forget. All right. We're going to do a sing-along that you guys can join in. Some of you are old enough to understand what it's like to be older than dirt. My actual birthday's Thursday, by the way. We'll be on the golf course, okay? So here we go. I can't squat and I can't bend over. I got sharp pains in both of my shoulders. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. I got some of my teeth and none of my hair. I can't hardly hear, but I don't care. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. Well, I can't complain, but I still do when you're as old as me. You will too. There ain't nothing on my body that don't hurt. Well, it's don't eat this and you can't have that. Take these pills, but don't get fat. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. Well, I plan my trips around the bathroom stops. With my old body, I don't need clocks. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. I grow hair in my nose, hair in my ears. I ain't seen my feet in 15 years. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. Now you may be laughing, but it ain't funny. I can't remember where I hid my money. Sometimes I feel dumber than a rock. I go from room to room and I stop and stare. I don't know where I am or why I'm there. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. You guys sing it like you know what I'm talking about. Thank God for the medicines. Now some might say I don't have a care. I spend my golden years in my underwear. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. But I think I'm getting wiser with the passing years. My nose is getting bigger and so are my ears. I'm old. I'm older than dirt. Well, senior loving can be real nice. I remember one year when we did it twice. That was twice as much as we did the year before. Thank you, honey. Well, I come to the end of my old man rant. I'm gonna go out if I can find some pants. I'm old. I'm older than dirt, and you are too. Yeah, we're old. We're older than dirt.
Larry Mangum.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Wonderful birthday. Thank you so much.
Abba-dabba-dabba-da. That's all, folks.